While Commander-in-Chief Barack Obama contemplates General Stanley McChrystal's request for more troops, Pentagon Press Secretary Jeff Morrell says that Defense Secretary Gates is trying to provide immediate help.
The Secretary has tried, even while this discussion is going on at the White House, to figure out what we can do to provide immediate help to our forces, and thus last month he approved the deployment orders for roughly 3,000 additional counter-IED enablers, including route clearance and explosive ordnance disposal teams.
Mr. Morrell said despite October being the deadliest month in Afghanistan, with 56 personnel killed so far, it still pales in comparison to losses suffered during the worst days in Iraq. The director of the Joint IED Defeat Organization says they're working at mirroring their success in Iraq in Afghanistan. Afghan presents different challenges because of terrain and climate, but technological advancements, which for example would deny insurgents access to roadside culverts, promise to slow the rash of attacks there. Lieutenant General Thomas Metz, who is getting ready to step down, talked briefly about the organization's most remarkable accomplishment.
Probably was to create the whole system of jammers that pushed the enemy in Iraq off of the radio-controlled IED.
General Metz says the ability to provide the warfighter information about the enemy's most potent weapon is also an achievement which gives the USA a great advantage in the field. The Commander-in-Chief visited Dover Air Force Base Thursday to witness the dignified transfer of the U.S. personnel who died in Afghanistan Monday. Petty Officer Christina Moore in our Pentagon Bureau has the story.
When most people are home asleep in their beds, President Obama was at Dover Air Force Base participating in the homecoming of 15 U.S. service members and 3 Drug Enforcement Agency personnel. The time was just after midnight. President Obama saluted each of the flag-draped coffins, 8 of which held the bodies of U.S. soldiers killed when their Stryker personnel vehicle was struck by an IED. The other 10 coffins carried military members killed when their MH-47 Chinook helicopter crashed. The crash also took the lives of 3 Drug Enforcement Agency members. The month of October has become the deadliest month for U.S. troops serving in Afghanistan, and for some, the Commander-in-Chief's presence at the dignified transfer was very meaningful.
Seeing him made a personal impact upon me because these last few days have been pretty hard days here, and to see him showing support for us here personally was very powerful.
Each person's remains were carried by an honor guard from the plane to the Air Force Mortuary Operations Center facility. Following the dignified transfer of remains, the President met privately with the families of the fallen soldiers. Reporting from the Pentagon, I'm Petty Officer Christina Moore.
Coast Guard rescuers are searching for a missing plane from Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, Texas. It lost contact with an air traffic control tower Wednesday afternoon during routine training missions. The T-34C and its 2 pilots are assigned to Training Air Wing 4 at Corpus Christi. The Coast Guard is focusing its search near Port Lavaca, Texas. Coming up ahead on Around the Services, historic passage. It's not a regular day for one man in Germany. His office is deep underground. We'll explain. But first, New Edition. We'll take you to Quantico, Virginia for a big grand opening. Stick around. Sergeant Ted McDonald is back with more.